This video shows an overview of Data Mart, a centralized data hub. For the first time ever, you can create tables and visuals from the vast amount of data that SIM captures, from anomalies to digs to user logins. Let me show you a few examples. First, to access Data Mart, head to Reports and then Preview. Here you'll see the new Data Mart report. Once you open the Data Mart, it will take you to the first tab, which provides a little introduction. You'll see example reports that can be accessed from the bottom of the dashboard in separate tabs. You can use these as is, revise them, or delete them, whatever best suits your needs. Let's edit this example one report. First, click Edit. You'll now see new panes on the right of the screen that allow you to edit and create new visuals. The collapsible data pane is where you'll select the data source for your visuals. The Visualizations pane allows you to select what type of table or graph you want to use to display the data. And then, of course, the Filters pane allows you to set a filter for each visual, for each page, or for all visuals in all pages. I'm going to delete two visuals on this first tab to make space for a new visual that I want to create, and that is the number of iLife features by pipeline system instead of division. So I'm going to copy this visual in the top left corner, paste it at the bottom right corner, and then replace division with pipeline system. Notice that when I want to add or edit the data source, I'm going to the data pane and either clicking or dragging that data set to where I want it to go. I think I want to actually see what feature types make up these bars, so I'm going to put classification as the legend. That doesn't look quite right, so I'm going to change the graph type to a stacked chart. That looks better. If I wanted to remove this Andorra to Benito system, which seems to be a bit of an outlier, I can deselect it on the filter pane under Systems. Another cool filter is the top N filter type. If I only wanted the top 5 features by number to show up in my visual, I would select top N as the filter type and then put a 5. Make sure it's being sorted by the data source that you like. No surprise here that girth welds show up in a big way, so let's switch out features for anomalies. That's what I'm really interested in. Okay, good. That removes the non-anomaly features like girth welds. Say I want to do some forecasting and I want to understand actionable anomalies and repairs. Actionable anomalies are anomalies you've identified to either evaluate, repair, or cut out. So I'm going to create a new report to explore actionable anomalies. I want to know what type of anomalies are being actioned, so I'm going to add classification to this visual. You'll notice that Power BI has tons of graph options to explore, so sometimes I just click around to see what works. This visual is interesting, but I really want to understand the number of anomalies that I action versus dig versus repair. So I'm going to create a new table with actionable anomalies, dig anomalies, and repairs. I'm going to change this table into a funnel to see what percentage of anomalies are identified for action. Let's add total anomaly count to this as well. I'm going to drag anomaly count to the top. Perfect. See that I can filter by division, for example, and see how different divisions compare to the overall company. So overall, the repair percentage is 3%, while the West Division is repairing about 17% of the anomalies identified. To change these values to percentages, go to Format of the Visualizations pane. I like this report, so I'm going to add it to my Action tab, which is an example report that provides similar information in a different manner. You can also create a tab called Logins that displays the number of logins per SIM user. This could be helpful if you're a manager or you just like spying on your coworkers. Notice that these two tables are essentially the same, however the one on the right is filtered for the past year. Also notice that if the number of logins into SIM were a contest, I would be winning. If you just wanted to know how many users have logged in, create an info card with the number of users. If there are any reports you don't want, simply delete them. You can also reorder the tabs in any way that you like. You can also copy entire tabs, just like you copy a tab in Excel, by right-clicking and pressing Duplicate. Once you're done editing your report, you must save this as a new report. I repeat, you must save this as a new report. I know that the Exit Edit button is very tempting, but if you want to make sure that any and all of your changes are preserved, you must click File and then Save. Give your new report a name you won't forget, and then once you save it, you can access it from User-Defined Reports. Meanwhile, the original Data Mart report will be preserved under the Preview tab. That concludes our overview of Data Mart. Have fun!